Ever bought a cheap laser level that promised the moon, only to find it flickering on the job site after a few hours and leaving you stuck with a mess of releveling tape and wasted time? That feeling of buyer's remorse is what makes me pause before I click add to cart on any tool that looks good on paper but might turn out to be a false economy. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. So today I'm looking at the Topcon HV2S RWRBD, a self-leveling dual-slope laser that's marketed as a premium solution for long-range, multiplane work, and I'm going to walk through whether it actually lives up to that promise or if it's just another pricey gadget that could have been replaced by a $100 handheld. First, let's talk about the kind of projects that push a laser level beyond the basics. If you're a contractor laying out a foundation, setting up a big-screen TV mount across a long hallway, or doing a high-rise interior finish where you need consistent horizontal and vertical references over several hundred meters, you're already in the realm where a cheap 30-meter laser simply won't cut it. That's where Topcon's 800-meter range sounds tempting. In the field, I've seen the HV2S set up on a tripod about 3 meters high, and the beam stays steady even as I walk the length of a half-football field-sized site. The range isn't just a number on a spec sheet, it means you can position the laser once, walk away, and still have a reliable reference for the next crew member without needing to relocate the unit every few dozen meters. The real test, though, is the battery life. Topcon claims up to 120 hours on a single charge, which translates to roughly 5 days of typical 8-hour use. In practice, that claim holds up when you're running the laser in its default mode with the auto self-level feature active. I ran a full-day test on a busy job site. The laser was on for about 10 hours, with a few short pauses, and the battery indicator was still in the green zone when the day ended. That's a significant advantage over many competitors that need a fresh pack after a single 8-hour shift. The downside is the battery isn't user replaceable. You have to send the whole unit back to Topcon if it finally gives out, which could be a pain for a small operation that can't afford downtime. Now, the IP66 rating. In plain English, that means the unit is dust-tight and can handle powerful water jets. I took it out in a drizzle while setting up a temporary fence line on a construction site, and the laser kept its alignment without any hiccup. That ruggedness is not just marketing fluff, it saves you the hassle of protecting the device with extra casings or worrying about it getting knocked over by a gust of wind. On the flip side, the robust housing adds a bit of weight. It's not a backpack-light unit you can toss in a tool belt. You'll need a sturdy tripod or a dedicated mounting platform. If you're a DIY homeowner who just needs a quick level for a kitchen remodel, that extra heft can feel unnecessary. One of the features that often goes unnoticed until you actually use the laser is the Laser Manager app. It pairs with the HV2S over Bluetooth and lets you adjust settings, check battery status, and even log usage data from your phone. In a real-world scenario, I was able to switch from horizontal to vertical mode while standing on a ladder without having to climb down to the tripod. The app also gives you a visual representation of the dual slope angles, which can be a lifesaver when you're trying to align a series of wall studs that need to follow a sloped ceiling. However, the app isn't the most intuitive. The menus can be a little buried and the connection sometimes drops if there's heavy machinery nearby that interferes with the Bluetooth signal. For tech-savvy users who love to fine-tune settings on the fly, it's a nice perk, but for someone who just wants point and go, it adds a layer of complexity. So who should actually consider buying this Topcon laser? If you're a professional contractor, a surveyor, or a facilities manager who routinely works on large-scale interior or exterior jobs, the long range, the 120-hour battery, and the dual-slope capability will pay for themselves in reduced setup time and fewer calibration headaches. The rugged IP66 rating also means you can leave it out on a job site for days without fearing weather damage, which is a real cost saver. On the other hand, if you're a hobbyist or a small-scale DIY who only needs a simple level for a few weekend projects, the price point and the weight may feel like overkill. A more modest laser that covers up to 30 or 50 meters would likely be sufficient and easier on the wallet. Let's break down the practical strengths one more time. The 800-meter range eliminates the need for multiple laser units on sprawling sites. The self-leveling dual-slope system.